Hello and welcome to this presentation about the nomination process for the Archaeological Achievement Awards. The Archaeological Awards were first set up in 1976 as the British Archaeological Awards, but we were delighted in 2021 that the Republic of Ireland joined the awards. This necessitated a change in name to the Archaeological Achievement Awards. The awards are open to anyone operating within the United Kingdom or Republic of Ireland. The awards last year were hugely successful. We had over 85 nominations and it was quite a learning process for us. And so we've set up this webinar to help people understand the awards, the categories you can apply for, and the actual application and nomination process. The awards themselves have been structured to try and make it as easy as possible for anyone to apply, but also for people to be able to demonstrate the wider social and public value of archaeology. What is the public benefit we deliver through the actions that we actually take as archaeologists or through archaeological work and projects? To do this, the judging panel decided to set up a series of cross-cutting themes. These themes are very broad in their nature, but they are specific in the areas they want to tackle. And the reason we've done this is because we believe these are fundamental in demonstrating archaeology's public value. The cross-cutting themes are health and well-being. Nominations should demonstrate a contribution to health and well-being in any of the following 5 ways to well-being set out by the New Economic Foundation. Connection, how to connect with the people around you. Be active, how to help people be active and engaged in any of the activities you do. Take notice, be curious. How are you opening people's minds to the worlds around them to actually participate and engage in it? Keep learning. How do we help people to keep learning, to try something new, and again, experience the world around them? And then finally, how do our projects give? How do they demonstrate that we help people connect, tackle social isolation, and bring people together into a joint conversation? That is the first cross-cutting theme, health and well-being. The second is collaboration. Nominations should demonstrate a collaborative approach to working across at least 2 of the following sectors: commercial, academic, and/or public archaeology. However, alternatively, they could also show evidence of collaborative working with partners from other areas, such as the natural environment, health and well-being, or arts and culture. The purpose of this cross-cutting theme is to show that archaeology does not work in isolation, but is part of a much broader society approach to how we exist and how we think about the places we live in. The third cross-cutting theme is around equality, diversity, and inclusion. Nominations should demonstrate a positive and active contribution to the promotion of equality, diversity, and inclusion. EDI ensures fair treatment and opportunity for all. It aims to eradicate prejudice and discrimination on the basis of an individual or group or individuals' protected characteristics. The final cross-cutting theme is around place shaping or place making. Nominations should be able to demonstrate how archaeology has contributed to the process of place shaping in the work of the project or the organization or the individual concerned with their nomination. Place shaping and place making is a process through which places that people want to live in, work in, or explore are created, managed, enhanced, or looked after. So again, our contribution to the world around us. Those cross-cutting themes run throughout all of the archaeological awards, and I'll show you later when you actually get to the application form how we'd like you to actually reference them in your application. So again, here they're just set as a guidance to get you thinking about the wider contribution of your archaeological project. The Archaeological Awards themselves for 2022, the nomination process was launched on the closing day of the Festival of Archaeology on the 31st of July. Nominations are now open until midday, 12 p.m. on the 30th of September. So there's still plenty of time for you to apply. We then hope to shortlist nominations down to those that will be judged in detail by the judging panel. And we hope to have the list of nominations by the middle of October in order that people can then start to plan their travel arrangements. Because we're delighted to say that this year's awards ceremony will be held in St. Patrick's Hall in Dublin Castle on the 29th of November. That's a Tuesday. We're absolutely delighted to be allowed to use St. Patrick's Hall. And here I'd particularly like to thank the National Monuments Service of Ireland and the Office of Public Works in Ireland for their kindly allowing us to use St. Patrick's Hall, and in particular to Michael McDonough, the Chief Archaeologist of the National Monuments Service, for actually making all the arrangements to make this happen. So here you are. This is the room we are going to be using for the awards ceremony. It's an absolutely fantastic location. So we hope as many of you as possible will be able to attend. But back to the awards themselves. Let's look at those in a little bit more detail. There will be an overall Outstanding Archaeological Achievement Award. This year, the Outstanding Award will be drawn from one of the winners of the 5 individual nominated categories. I'll talk about the categories in a moment. So there is no actual application process for the Outstanding Award. They will literally be drawn from one of the nominations, one of the successful candidates that actually made up the individual awards. Last year, the Outstanding Achievement Award was awarded to the Culca to Clanesh Memory Map project, an absolutely fantastic example of cross-cutting themes, research, community engagement, archaeologists working across the piece. Really absolutely fantastic. The lead for that project, Barney Devine, actually gave our This is Archaeology lecture for August. That was 2 weeks ago. We have a recording of that lecture that we will be making available through the Archaeological Achievement Awards website, so that you can actually see the sort of project that actually came out as the Outstanding Archaeological Achievement. But now onto the individual awards. The first award is the Archaeological Innovation Award. This category celebrates innovative approaches and techniques in archaeology. The judges are looking to see how nominated projects champion the use of imaginative practice, different ways of doing things, and how innovation has been shared beyond the project in order to benefit others. Nominated projects should show how they meet the following criteria: innovative ways of using or developing new or existing methodologies or technologies, how they demonstrate overcoming challenges in existing processes, how what they do enhances our understanding of one or more different audiences, and how they produce accessible outcomes. Last year, this award was won by the Derbyshire Scout Group, who created their own archaeological badge. The second award is the Public Dissemination or Presentation Award. This is a broad category that can include books and publications, exhibitions, films, social media, or presentations. It can relate to a specific site, an individual artifact or place, or a wider landscape. Nominated projects here should show that they meet the following criteria: accessible to diverse audiences, that they enhance public understanding, that they use creativity and innovative design and production, and where possible, they demonstrate use of multi-format outputs. So again, where they work across books, media, presentations, and the such like. We won't rule out a single book, but we are also looking to see what wider impacts people have thought about in terms of presenting their work. And again, last year, this was won by the Culca to Clanesh Memory Map, so an online digital portal where you can go and explore the memories and meaning of the landscape of Culca to Clanesh. Our third award is the Early Career Archaeologist Award. Now, first thing to note about this award, it's the only award that an individual cannot self-nominate themselves for. So all the other awards, a project or an individual can actually put their own nomination forward. With the Early Career Archaeologist Award, we're actually looking for the nominations to be made by a third party. The award will highlight the contribution of an early career archaeologist. This could include contributions to archaeological work or research, dissemination, or the wider contribution that person has made to their workplace or project. For the purposes of the award, early career is defined as an individual studying or undertaking entry-level training or in the first 8 years of employment as an archaeologist. This can be after a career break or a career change and is not restricted by age. Nominations should seek to demonstrate why the individual is to be considered as an early career archaeologist. Nominations should show how the individual has met the following criteria. 1, has made a demonstrable contribution either through a body of work over the last 2 years or through a specific piece of work. This could include contributions to archaeological work, research, or dissemination, volunteering, or a wider contribution to the workplace or project. 2, has developed their own skills and knowledge. 3, has shown leadership, commitment, and passion for archaeology. Our fourth award is the Learning, Training, and Skills Award. This award celebrates training, learning, and skills across academic, public, and commercial archaeology. Nominations should demonstrate how the method of delivery moves beyond traditional lectures and presentations and utilizes engaging learning mechanisms. Nominations should show how the training and learning has sought and used feedback from participants to improve the program design and take into account user needs. Nominated projects should show how they meet the following criteria. They clearly evidence the need for the training and what their targeted outcomes would be. They demonstrate innovative delivery. They incorporate engaging and inclusive learning, and they're designed to deliver transferable skills and long-term impact, i.e. a culture of lifelong learning, or CPD. And the final award we have is the Engagement and Participation Award. This award focuses on broadening participation in archaeology in all its forms and is not limited to on-site delivery or activities. Projects nominated can be on the ground or virtual, and engagement can be through a single event or a package of activities. Emphasis should be on the quality of the participants' experience, the depth of engagement, rather than the number of people taking part. We would like to know how the impact of the work has been evaluated and how you have responded to the feedback from participants. So here, nominated projects should show how they have met the following criteria. 1, they offer high quality engagement for participants. 2, this engagement includes an element of co-production, where the actual participants have helped shape the activity. 3, volunteers are given opportunities to participate in the direct delivery of the project. And 4, sustainability and legacy are built into the project. What is the long-term impact and legacy of the project that you're actually looking at? So they are the 5 categories. They are the nomination criteria for those categories. And what I want to do next is just show you what the application process actually looks like. So this year, what we've actually developed is a set of standalone pages on the Council of British Archaeology, the CBA's own website. So if you go onto our website, you'll see right up front there in one of the 6 main tabs, a box that you can click for the Archaeological Achievement Awards, which is this box here. And when you go in there, you'll be able, through a series of navigations, you'll be able to get to where the nomination forms are. The nomination forms this year are entirely online. So there's no paper needed. You don't have to print anything out. You can fill the application form out online, and I'll just show you what that actually looks like. So this is the first part of the page you see. And then when you scroll down, you'll hit various different categories. So we need some background information, such as the title of the project, the location, and here we need to be specific, the location of where the project actually took place, not necessarily where the organization is based. That's so that we can have an accurate presentation about where all the projects actually came in from. We want some dates from you, we want a brief description, and then we want some outlines about how the project was organized. Really critically here, we've given you a number of words, word count that we'd actually like you to stick to. And we've actually said where material you provide to us will be used in the judging process. So, for example, the 50 words, brief description of the project, won't be used to actually judge the project. It'll be used to talk about the project. So again, if you're shortlisted, it's what we will use when that information is put forward, say who the shortlisted candidates are. Where we really want you to go to town is how you demonstrate how your project meets the individual criteria for each of the awards. So here I'm showing you Archaeological Innovation, and we have the 4 categories they're set out there. So includes innovative ways of using or developing new or existing methodologies. We want you to do this within 250 words, and we want what we let you know is that this section will be scored out of 20. Okay, so we've been really specific about the weighting each of the questions actually take. So here you get 4 questions. Each of the 4 questions will add up to 80 overall. So they're the 4 criteria that we'd like you to address. We then have a section that is about addressing the cross-cutting themes. It's a single box. You can pick up all of the cross-cutting themes. You can major on one of the cross-cutting themes. We would like you to try and hit as much of them as possible, but you have 500 words to really set out what you're actually, how you're actually contributing to those cross-cutting themes. And again, this box itself is again scored out of 20, which gives you a total of a potential total of 100 points scoring. So actually it makes the scoring process very straightforward for our judges. That's what they will actually be looking at in each instance and each nomination as it comes in. And this is just repeated for all of the 5 categories of awards. The only one that's slightly different is the early career, where actually we only have 3 criteria that you need to demonstrate. So there, all of the criteria are scored out of 25, and the cross-cutting theme scored out of 25, which again adds up to 100. So it's quite a straightforward package there. But again, you'll be able to go in, you'll be able to start your applications, and then ultimately save it, and therefore you actually have to move on. So again, it's quite a neat package that you've actually got there that is available, as I said, online and entirely electronically. What you'll then also be able to do is to upload your supporting information. And here we're being really specific. So we would like you to submit no more than 3 pieces of supporting information. And they can be a range of things. So they can be a film clip, or they can be quotes, testimonies, they can be images, or they can be web links. But again, what we're saying here, we want you to be really specific. So we only want a film clip of 2 minutes. We only want up to 4 images, okay, or 2 web links. Why? Well, because we can't actually look at any more material. Okay, last year with 85 nominations, it was an incredibly difficult process to actually get through some of the supporting information that was actually put there. Okay, the judge's priority will be to score you against the words you put down in the nomination form, and then use the supporting information to illustrate that. So again, please, we ask you, focus on the nomination forms, get those words right, give us a really compelling case, and then use your supporting information to support your application, your nomination. Okay, and again here on the website you'll see you can just drag over and copy over anything that you actually want to put into as your supporting information. And then finally, we ask you just to give us a link to your supporting social media handles. And again, this is just so that we can start using them. And, you know, again, when you're shortlisted, we know what to use and how we can actually promote your work even wider. The Archaeological Awards will then, all the nominations we brought together, as I said, the closing date is on the 30th of September. At midday. I'll come back to that in a moment. We have a fantastic judging panel who last year was chaired by Corenza Lewis. This year the chair of judges will be Jeanette Plummer Shears, and we will be gathering them together in late September, early October, once the nominations will come in to actually start looking at your applications. One of the things we're really keen that the Archaeological Awards start to actually demonstrate is the wider public value and standards used in archaeology. And last year and this year, we were absolutely delighted that the Archaeological Achievement Awards are supported by the Institute of Archaeologists, the Institute of Archaeologists in Ireland, and the Association of Local Government Archaeologists in the UK. The CBA and these leading bodies in archaeology in the UK and Ireland are committed to promoting high standards of archaeological practice in the service of the public. The judging criteria I've spoken to you about aims to showcase how archaeology provides value for society and our environment, and how it creates a positive impact around the work of archaeologists. As we all know, the challenge of archaeology is in many ways the way we undertake our work and investigations is destructive. What we touch and how we interpret it can enrich and sustain society, but it can also damage and offend. And we collectively believe in the value and sensitivity of what we do. So at all times, we want nominations to demonstrate that they work ethically with expertise and restraint to a shared set of standards and ideas. And that's really, really important about trying to demonstrate the wider public benefit and public impact of archaeology. Now, before I move on, just a little note about the 30th of September. Okay, last year we actually chose midnight as the closing time for the awards. This year we've brought it forward to midday, that's 12 p.m. Because last year what we actually found on the closing day, we had 29 nominations at 8 p.m. By the time we woke up the next morning, we'd had a further 55 nominations come in. Archaeologists are wonderfully last minute, but what we'd really like you to do is try and get your nominations in as early as possible, because that for us makes the judging process so much easier. So just to confirm that, the closing date for the nominations is the 30th of September at 12 p.m. noon. The shortlist will be devised and publicised during the week of the 17th of October. And then the Archaeological Awards themselves, the ceremony will be held in St Patrick's Hall, Dublin Castle, on Tuesday, the 29th of November in the evening. And obviously there'll be a lot more information that comes out about that. Here's the direct link to the Archaeological Awards on the CBA website. Please copy that. It's readily available. You can just go to the CBA website to actually find it. We're really hoping we're going to get a fantastic coverage like we did last year. The map here just shows you where all the awards were located throughout Ireland and the UK, and absolutely fantastic distribution. We'd love to turn all the white spots, all the white areas colourful, as you do in the best electoral map. So yes, anybody you can promote in applying for the awards, that would be absolutely fantastic. And we're really looking forward to seeing what we come up with this year. And our target to beat is those 84 nominations from 2022. So that's the end of the presentation. I hope that really clearly sets out the nomination process for you. We're going to stop recording our webinar now. but what we will be able to do is then take Q&As afterwards. So for anyone who's watching the video, if you've got a question, please, please, please get onto the CBA website, email us, and we will be able to help you. Don't leave it to the last minute. Ask your question whenever you have it. Thank you.